Writing is all about focus and concentration, staying present and making most of the writing time that you actually have. So I'm going to share with you a tool that I just love for writing. Hi, my name's Shara Ogilvie. I'm an author. I'm a therapist, but I'm working on becoming a published author. Not a published author yet, except for if you count self-publishing something 8 years ago that kind of didn't go anywhere. Anyway, I love to read books about writing. And a few weeks ago, I read a really good book on writing, specifically memoir, because I'm a memoirist. And it's called Fast Draft Your Memoir, Write Your Life Story in 45 Hours by Rachel Herron. And there's so many things in the book that I liked, but I particularly liked her tip for staying focused and concentrating during writing. Now, just as a little bit of history about me, I have a creative mind that just will not stop. And if I sit down to write, I can be bombarded with all of a sudden new book ideas, and all of a sudden new outlines for those book ideas, and all of a sudden things I need to buy on Amazon or whatever. Concentration is very difficult, and I've actually been having to work at that a lot. And I think I'm making some headway, but this suggestion that Rachel gave is so good, I just have to share it with you here. So she talks about how important it is for writers to meditate. I will read to you in just a moment her method for meditating because I love it. I've been a meditator for years and I've tried lots of different methods, and I like lots of methods. I have an app that I use all the time. But the thing I love about the method that she proposes is it is the cleanest, most the most non-nonsensical, the most sensible, that's what I'm trying to say. It is the tidiest, easiest, most sensible way a person can meditate without needing an app, without needing anything special. You just do it. And so I wanted to share it with you in case you hadn't really tried meditating in conjunction with writing, because it's something that has really, really helped me. And I'm going to start using this method more when I don't have access or I don't feel like using my app, or I just need to clear my mind for a few minutes. So meditating, she talks about how meditating is like doing mental push-ups for your mind. It helps your mind be stronger. It helps your mind to keep coming back to the main thing. And that is one of the hardest things in writing, because if I can't, and you may be able to relate if you're like this at all, but if I can't stay on topic and actually work on the project that I have in that 1 hour that I have to write, then I'm not going to go anywhere. And I have a huge history of sitting down to write and just making lists of more writing projects. So for me, learning to stay focused and coming back from distraction to the main thing is like the key for my success. And I will take a second and say, I have a writing practice right now where I write in the morning for an hour and in the evening for an hour. And sometimes that turns into Amazon time or something. And I'm doing better, but I'm really, really, really trying. And I know meditating can help. It can help remind you that to keep the main thing, the main thing. All right, before I tell you her method, I do want to just ask that if you're enjoying my content, please subscribe so I know you're there. Please comment and hit the like so that I see you. And do not hesitate to tell me. I would love to hear where you are on your writing journey. It's fun for me to know who's out there and who's following along. So, okay, let's learn about how this author meditates. She said it's really 3 simple steps. Number 1, you sit or lie down. She says it doesn't matter. You just go with however you feel. And then if you accidentally fall asleep, don't worry about it, but just sit or lie down. The second one is you think about your breath. You count to 10 and keep thinking about your breath. And then you start back over again. And realize every breath is different, and you just kind of notice about that. You notice how the breath is hitting your nose or hitting your lungs or affecting your belly or wherever you feel it. You just notice the movement of that air while you count to 10 and then start over. And she says, if you get distracted, you just come back to steps 2 and 3 of breathing and then getting distracted, breathing and then getting distracted. So it's really as simple as that. You sit down, you start noticing your breath, and you count to 10 as you follow your breath, and you start over as you go. And then whenever you get distracted, you just know, oh, I'm distracted. And then you go back to the counting and the breathing. That's all. And that is simple enough that it should be pretty easy for any of us to accomplish, some meditation. But it definitely clears the clutter out of your mind, helps you just get in the habit of coming back to the main thing, because meditation really is all about, you do get distracted, but it's just coming back again and again rather than following that squirrel off into la la land. And be sure to check out my vlog playlist so you can catch up on all of the adventures of me trying to write. I would love to have you here for the ride, and we'll see you next time.